Hi everyone, I'm Glenn Flavin from Board Games and Bourbon, and right now I'm going to talk to you about Dawning the Purple, which is a brand new game about to be on Kickstarter, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about the premise and my thoughts about it. So the game takes place over 4 years in the Roman Empire, and your goal is to be the most powerful person after 4 years. It's a 2 to 3 player game, and you're playing either as the emperor, the heir to the throne, or as a senator. And over these 4 years, there are going to be people invading Rome, taking over regional capitals. There's going to be famine, earthquakes, all types of detriment from inside and outside of Rome. And for you to be the most powerful, you're going to have your own hidden agendas in your own way to glory. And this sometimes will require you to work with your opponents, sometimes against them. Sometimes you need to backstab them. Sometimes you need to flip plans over the 4 years to become the most powerful. There's going to be bribery involved, assassination attempts. You're going to be building monuments to embolden yourself, building aqueducts to make the people happy. And all types of events are going to occur during these 4 years that will change how you play out the plans every time you play it. Now, your role and your agendas change in every single game because there's literally plot cards and hidden agendas, and you select those at the beginning of the game. So there's a handful of each. So the combination really, it gives a lot of replay. Each turn, everyone, starting with the Emperor, gets 2 turns. The Emperor gets 1 more. And the Emperor basically is going to be assassinated in this game. If he doesn't keep his people happy, he's going to die. If you need to seize power for points, he's going to get assassinated, which is really just a roll and discard some cards to kind of get to him. Now, as you're playing it, you are going to feel the walls closing in because every year enemies are approaching and advancing towards capitals, and you need to create troops and move out and defeat them. And you need to defeat them because not only do you have to save your capitals, but capitals in areas that are taken over by enemies do not provide tax money for further, aqueducts or for food or stuff like this. And if the enemies are on a farm, there's no food coming in, more unrest and unhappiness occurs like this. And so you have a lot of things to balance. Although it's not a historical game, it does feel like almost like an Eklund game, and that it touches on enough historical parts and almost like literature in a way, with the tragedy and the betrayal and the attacking, that it really evokes that sense of time period. I would also say, like, when you see like the troops rolling in, it almost feels very cinematic. Like you expect like some enemy with big horns to go burn, burn, as something horrible is rolling in, very large and menacing. The 4 rounds makes it feel like it goes pretty quickly too. You don't get that many turns. You may do things that let you roll a die, and that die may give you plot cards, and plot cards let you, get more resources or drain resources or do something or cause something to happen. And you can play those endlessly at any time. But that's really the only thing that's limitless. This game also has a copy action, which is to say, if someone else chooses to do something, you might have the opportunity to imitate that. It'll cost you a resource. And the resource in this is essentially your stamina. So the more things you do, your stamina is drained. Should you run out of stamina, then you're dead. And when you're dead is not the end of the game, because all that does is it gives you 1 negative victory point, and then you just keep going, kind of reset your resources. And by the end of the 4 years, and taxes are collected, and unrest from unfed provinces, you see who has the most victory points at the end. The emperor gets money based on how happy people are, and X, Y, and Z, and everyone has different conditions You might have something that says if you have the most bribed senators in the Senate, then you get 2 victory points. These are all hidden until the very end, and then you decide who won like that. So there's actually a lot to do. It does feel fast. The artwork is fantastic. The components are great. I'm really enjoying what I'm experiencing here. 2 to 3 people is a very specific game. It's definitely better at 3 because then you have all the roles. If you're only playing as 2, you don't get to play as the Emperor. Somebody will have the Emperor card, but I think that card is out of the game. Okay, and so I have more plays to do. I'm only 3 plays into it, and I will report more as time goes on. Okay, but that's the preliminary. Okay, talk to you soon, and see you there. Bye.